The discourteous and unyielding now run the asylum. Now, I'm not really talking in so much as these New York Metro elections. To an extent I am. What I'm really talking about is all the distractions and how the game has been executed. What do I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen? They're distracting us, crypto world, what they manufacture in it as news. Same thing about real estate, the pump and dumps and everything else. They know you have to have money. You have to have a place to live. You have to have food. They're fully aware of Maslow's needs. Just go ahead and look that up. If you don't know. And if you do know, you got the tone of this one. Now, all that being said, divide and conquer really applies here. The attack on unity is disgusting. They divide crypto world into factions and then conquer. They divide populations the same way. A lot of people did their votes in the New York region based upon prejudices. And it was astounding. It really was to see all this happening. And it just goes to show the dumbing down of America. It's a real thing. Now you're going to have a lot of New York people who can afford to leave actually seriously consider leaving. New York prices are going to go down eventually, probably by the summer. You're going to have a lot of the runaway mentality come into play. Oh, run away to upstate New York, say. Well, you're going to have a lot of people attack you as being racist when they mean prejudice. If you're not happy with the New York elections, if you're in New York. And some level of racism too for Westchester County. You're gonna get attacked left and right. No matter what, ladies and gentlemen, you got to hold on. Hold on to what you have. Should you move if you're in the New York Metro? You're gonna have to think about that. You got to ask yourself, do you still fit in this metro area? And is it still a fit for you? It's people gonna have to think like they've never thought before. That's why I just blew 3.5 minutes on that and lost so many of you. Because I'm dealing with people who are like, crypto go up, why it don't go up? Well, sometimes it goes down. You wanted to go up exponentially? It's going to go down exponentially. Oh, will it break $2 and all this other hoo-ha? Will the rah-rah channels now try to tell you to become traders? Take advantage of the market dips. Blah, blah, blah. These are changes that have been in progress, and it's all connected, ladies and gentlemen. But the changes we have seen recently in the New York metro area, which is New York City and Westchester County in this reference, going on for decades. And people have been talking about it for decades. Growing up in the 5 boroughs, believe it or not, they were conservative Democrats. Never hear that much anymore. So take the lessons of what has happened not today, but yet technically yesterday, last night. Learn from it. Learn how they're going to apply the same techniques to crypto to separate you from your wealth. Learn how they're going to manipulate panic, fear, prejudice, racism, and everything else that they create. Everyone says, what's the day? Well, if you don't know what it is, you're pretty damn ignorant. I know, I'm being reminiscent of the initial start of this channel. I'm being me again. People don't open their eyes and they live in darkness. And that's really what a lot of the secret society things mean by that. People live in a bubble. So long as their world is not shaken, everything is fine. Well, that's just not how it really is, ladies and gentlemen. The world is always in a state of flux. So what is the flux that you are going to create for yourself? Yes. Put on your big boy pants, your big girl dress. Get out there. Get something going for yourself. Now, as the long-term followers of this channel know, I have seriously considered relocating, and this long search for a property to buy in my area. Kind of wondered, why am I not successful? I'm a bright guy. Built myself up from nothing, really nothing. And the point of it all is that I should have won that game already. So now, let me take you, all the people who say, oh, just move upstate for New York, for example. I guess it's applicable to Connecticut. The people are moved around. The voters are moved around. The ones that are owned by the system are moved to different places and expected to vote a certain way. We've seen that with the elections for New York and Westchester County. If you left New York City, you were expected to vote a certain way. And over 60% did. This is exactly what that Russian gentleman was talking about when he was interviewed about what the former Soviet Union did with changing society, going back to the 60s. Yeah, but the free love. Free love. What a term. Can you say being irresponsible with your essence? Fooled a lot of people, obviously, and you know what I'm talking about. It's a great way to fool people. Manipulate an entire generation. Baby boomers, yeah. They hardly had any kids, maybe 2 kids for 2 adults, while the agenda plans were initiated. This is something that is done all around the world to one degree or another, and in one way or another. It's called manipulating the masses. You will see this a lot in crypto. Different projects appeal in different ways to certain demographics. And one of the things I wanted to do on this channel was make people aware of it. And I kind of went about it in a passive-aggressive way, I would guess. Because, honestly, it's stacked against you if you want to tell the truth. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this video and how it will affect the channel. But truth's got to be put out there. The truth is, the world didn't change overnight. It changed slowly. People put their blinders on and continued living a certain way. Listening to the same songs, not on occasion, but repeatedly for decades. That's been going on for so long, it's insane. Will I still listen to an occasional old song? Of course. From decades ago. But I don't sit there and still have a record player that they don't even make them in the US anymore and play a song of an era that has been gone for generations. That's what happened with New York City. New people came in with their ways, and I'm not being judgmental of anybody. But people just turned a blind eye and say, oh, why can't they be quiet? And instead of complaining, they were scared. And they ran off. They ran off to Westchester County, voted a certain way, just like they were expected to. So, ladies and gentlemen, be wary with what you have. Understand what's going to happen. Changes are coming. And there's not a thing you can do about it. It's too far gone. So, to all the people who will be leaving New York, learn this lesson before you leave. Do not take this mentality that's been put on you elsewhere that you go to. And a lot of people who are not in New York know exactly what I'm talking about. And the people in New York are going to play dumb. You know that you're arrogant, disrespectful, discourteous. You have a bad reputation for a reason. Are you out there just speaking truth to power like I'm trying to do here? No. When's the last time you tipped your waitress well for exceptional service? When's the last time you said thank you and sincerely meant it? And on the flip side, as a server, when did you sincerely express your gratitude for being appreciated? When was the last time you said, you're welcome? So I always say stick it to the man, and I threw in, but not to each other, for a reason. And the lack of civility is extremely disturbing. And I got that. And I want to say pretty much a direct quote from the late Princess Grace. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm almost into work. So understand what's going on here. How all the different things are being put into play. How all the different parties are being manipulated. Understand what's going on. And understand that you have a choice. Keep living in the bubble, or get yourself together. Learn to appreciate your other man, your fellow man, your other human being on your own, or else you may find that it will be forced upon you to do so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave this here. I may lose a few followers, just bear in mind, I'm not trying to be hateful or anything else. I'm just trying to be honest with everybody. All right. Do have a good day today. Do stick it to the man, but not to each other. And really think about your future. Peace.